This episode didn't know if it wanted to come on and get happy or go for a walk outside and have a sunshiny day. See, as a little Brady and as a little Partridge, not enough Partridge for my taste. But, hello everyone, I am Mecha Random 42, the one, the only, the original, your favorite YouTube consumer advocate, Harpy. And as soon as I control my hand motions to not bop the mic, which I usually do, even though you can't see it, I will figure out a way to remember what I was talking about. Oh yes, WandaVision. The third episode of WandaVision is here. And I do have some special reinforcements. Somebody who's more of an expert on Marvel than I am, even though I am pretty big of a fan of the Partridge Family and the Brady Bunch, which this episode was clearly inspired by in some parts. Who are you? Why are you here, G.I. Joe head?
Yeah, hi, I'm Rob Robot Shlomo.
That's all is in frame.
I'm a real American hero, as you can see behind me. So, hi. That looks good, doesn't it? That print back there. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. So
you just need to maybe lower the turtle one, and then you have them even.
Yeah. People like the turtle one. Well, anyway, we're here. We're not here to talk about those. My gallery, as we're here to talk about episode 3 of
WandaVision.
WandaVision.
The thing.
Now in WandaVision. So, didn't hate it. I liked it. It was good enough.
I didn't hate it either. But that's the thing. It's like for me. Okay, just when you start kind of enjoying what it is for what it is, then they change it, and that's the exact same complaint I had last time. Is then okay, now it's back in the Marvel stuff, so it spends so much time in the sitcom little fantasy land that you get really invested in that, and you just want to be swept away into that, and then it's like, now here's the reality show.
That's what that's actually, like you said, and like you said, it comes through so heavy that break from their little fantasy world. That again, like I was saying, the tonal shift, it feels disjointing. Disjointing? Yeah. Is that a word? It is now, if it isn't.
So I guess we'll just go into full spoilers. We're not going to do a spoiler and a spoiler not. I did it for the first episode because I think the first episode people want to know, should we check it out or not. So this is full spoiler warning.
Full spoiler. Yeah. So this episode is a full take on the 70s family sitcoms. They're living in the Partridge house on the exterior, but the Brady house on the interior.
That's what I noticed. Really, that stood out like a sore thumb to me because I am somebody who is a bit of an aficionado on, especially the 60s and 70s and even 50s, the classic sitcoms. You know, the classic TV, the Nick at Nights and the TV lands and that sort of thing. And when I noticed that, oh hey, it's the Brady house on the inside and it's the Partridge house on the outside, I think a lot of people won't notice that, but that is because, and I can tell you why they did it. I can tell you exactly why they did it. It is because the Brady house is its own thing. It is its own property that's not in this little, it's not the Universal back lot, is it? It's like that Burbank Studios lot.
The Brady house is it's an actual house.
Yeah, that's a real house. The house that they're filming this neighborhood in is like a little set piece that they used for everything. All the Sony, Columbia, TriStar, all of those properties filmed out there. So you had I Dream of Jeannie, the Partridge Family, Gidget filmed outside, like the exteriors filmed outside of there. The Bewitched set with the outside was all in that little, and they're little fronts. They're like not real houses. They're just like little cardboard fronts. That's why they use
this is shot on a studio back lot. Yeah.
At least the exteriors. The exteriors were. So that's why it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb to me, because I used to play mix and match watching all of these old shows, whose house was who, because they would reuse some of these from time to time too. So you'd have like the neighbor would be in, oh, well, that house is the one that they used in this sitcom.
Well, that's kind of the idea too, is that it's a fake looking world because this world is fake. And we see it's the 70s, and Vision has his long hair and his long sideburns, and Wanda has her very, very nice floral dress on with
not floral, it's striped. It's a striped one. The long tunic dress, and her hair is all straight and parted down the middle, and she's got.
It's a very colorful world. You know, it's very colorful. and she's got the calf high boots, which I like. It's very, very becoming, very, very good look for her, and she is very pregnant in this episode. How, we're not exactly sure.
Well, that was the big teaser at the end of the last one, is that she just looks down and all of a sudden she's pregnant without any indication or warning, and it's just as fast in this, where they call in the doctor and he says, "Hey, you're about 4 months along, right?" She's like,
And
"Sure," but it's about 12 hours instead.
Yeah, and she keeps getting more and more pregnant as the episode progresses.
Now during the doctor visit, I have to point this out because they made it more misogynist than I think the time period actually was, especially with, like, they were explaining, how big the woman's belly is based on fruit. And he said a nice little condescending, because that's easier for women to understand.
Well, yeah, it's supposed to be.
And that's not what happened in those sitcoms. They weren't that condescending towards women back then. That's just a modern day perception of that. It's the same thing where they perceive Kirk to be more of a ladies' man in the 60s than he actually was on Star Trek.
But it's a doctor. He's an older man, though. I mean, so I kind of
they do that. They do that as a way to kind of to give the Mary Sue something to write about, I think, because just take it from me, I'll probably do an episode or a video on that myself later on in the week when the Mary Sue writes an article.
So,
I know they will.
So as the episode progresses, she becomes more and more advanced in her pregnancy. By the end, she actually gives birth, and Geraldine pops over again this time, and.
See, now they're still kind of the same characters, but not really from the earlier. So you still have the neighbors, you still have the same people, but they also advance in the universe as we get closer and closer to our time period. So
they're more the 70s neighbor.
Yeah.
The 70s neighbors. And the 70s Geraldine, she says, "Oh, girlfriend," So that sounds really bad, but anyway.
Hey, that's how they wrote the character, though.
That's how they wrote the character. Not my fault.
And she's good in it. She's a good character in it. But we already know that this Geraldine is Monica Rambeau, based on all the articles. So
it's a good character. I like her character.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. And in this episode, we find out that the rest of the world is kind of aware that things aren't as they say. At least the neighbors aren't as aware.
Yeah, Catherine Hahn or Anna Gasteyer Jr. I don't know. I guess. I keep thinking it's Anna Gasteyer.
I know, she looks so similar to her.
Yeah, and her, they let on that things aren't what they seem.
Yeah,
and that Monica Rambeau, Geraldine, is new here, and she doesn't have a husband. Oh, but what's wrong with that? Paul Bettany Vision says she doesn't have a home. I'm like, what? She's homeless? I'm like, I guess she's not acclimated to the environment or whatever it is.
All right. Okay. So before we jump ahead to the end, this is one of those traditional little sitcoms where she's got to hide the fact. Well, the premise is you wouldn't see this on a sitcom, which I kind of liked. She's hiding the fact that she's super duper pregnant at, the out of the blue, unexpectedly when Geraldine comes over. So she's doing all the things to hide her belly. There's a stork or whatever that flies in to.
A stork, yeah. That was actually pretty funny. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, that's kind of a new interesting premise. And this is where it was kind of getting my investment, because I'm like, okay, this is new, because normally we don't, like in the sitcom universe, they're pregnant for very, very many, many, many months. And this is something I haven't seen in a sitcom since My Hero, which you didn't see, but you know who Father Dougal is.
Oh, yeah.
Father Dougal plays a superhero called Thermo Man in a British sitcom. You like this premise so far? He's a superhero, and he has a human wife, and it's a very, very similar premise to this. Do you want to watch My Hero with me?
I think I'd like to watch My Hero. I'm going to compare this to another British series actually towards the end of this review. But anyway, go ahead.
So that's what I'm comparing this to in my head. It is a superhero sitcom where you take a Thermo Man. He's like a Superman sort of character. He's really clueless. He's still basically the same character he is in Father Ted. He's this very sweet, naive, very childlike, that mentality. And yeah, his wife gets very, very pregnant very quickly. And that's what it was reminding me of. And I liked that because I liked it in My Hero.
Okay. Yeah. Well, anyway, like I said, and yeah, I liked when her water broke, it started raining in the house. That was actually
Yeah,
pretty inventive.
she's having contractions and the electricity went out everywhere. Oh, and just like a real 60s and 70s sort of sitcom, the doctor is going away and then that's when they need him, so he has to run off and use his superpowers to bring him back really quickly, and it just so happens that the doctor's car breaks down so he can't go out of town. And they bring him back and he's like, "Hey, I thought we were flying," but of course it's too late. You've got Geraldine there in the house with Wanda while she's giving birth because she gave birth super duper quick while Vision ran off to get the doctor. I mean, that's how quick it happened. So
Yeah.
now,
So anyway, she gives birth to twins, actually, and then she remembers, oh, I'm a twin. Yeah, my brother Pietro was killed by Ultron. So Geraldine she's about to reveal something to Wanda. She lets it slip that, oh, your brother was killed by Ultron, and it's it's starting to get more and more tense. And actually, Catherine Hahn and Herb, I don't know the actor's name, are letting things slip out that the world is not what it appears to be.
it's like they know. It's like the people in this little world know.
And so Geraldine has a necklace on, which is the same is the symbol as was on the beekeeper's uniform.
It looked like an upside down cross in a circle. So.
Upside down cross, but it's actually the symbol for SWORD, the super secret organization, which is sort of the intergalactic version of S.H.I.E.L.D. So anyway, and then Wanda sings a Sokovian lullaby to the children. That's what set that off. And we cut to the end. Can we get to? Or we're at that point now. We cut to the end. We see a very weathered sign which says "Welcome to Westview," which is the town they're in, and Geraldine is ejected through a force field into the night, and people are surrounding her with guns drawn, and so apparently this is some sort of containment facility.
But it seems like Wanda's aware of it. But Vision is not.
No. Which makes me believe that Vision is a figment of her imagination. That she's still not over his death and
has manifested this world around her to kind of cope with things, maybe.
Yeah, as a coping mechanism.
Maybe this is like a manifestation of her psychological break, because I mean she can clearly control the weather and electricity when she has contractions. Maybe her heartbreak is so big that it ripped a hole in the space-time continuum and gave her this little pocket universe to kind of protect. I mean, that's... I'm trying to science my way into Marvel a little bit.
No, it's actually very good analysis, actually. She's concocted this world as sort of this safe space. So... that it's comforting to her. Old television and Vision is there, and people are there who care about her, and she's in control. And I said that the whole idea, now this is what reminds me of another British series. I've been trying to watch The Prisoner with Patrick McGoohan, where he's trapped in this village, and it's a place that he should be acclimated to, but he isn't. I've been trying to catch up on that. And that's where it's reminding me of this. A little. Actually.
Well, I saw the miniseries reboot from the mid 2000s. So yeah, it kind of is like that a little bit.
But anyway, lots of intrigue. I'm still not fully on board with it.
It's not as entertaining as I would like in my entertainment. But then again, I like really weird crap. I like weird, funny, random stuff. So.
The sitcom segments are cute. They're cute. I like seeing that. I like the banter. I like, it's nice, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, these are secondary characters, and I don't know. So anyway, that's if I were to rate it, I'd still give it 2.5, 3. I'd give it maybe 3 out of 6 Chewbacca's. This episode was a little better.
Yeah, I did enjoy this one a little bit better. I agree. It was a little bit better. I think, what was the last one I gave? I don't even remember if I gave it a score.
Yeah, I think it was worse.
Yeah, last episode I didn't like as much. So whatever score I gave the last one, just add a half a score, half a point out of 10.
I think you gave it. I think you gave it a 6. I think it's 6.5.
Yeah, six and a half. I mean, there's stuff. Well, keep in mind, I only gave Endgame about a 6, and I think that one's dropping down to about a 4.5 for me. But
okay.
But that's Endgame, and this one. I mean, like the more we're in the Marvel stuff, I think the less interested I personally am, because I would just like to see a fun little sitcom with superheroes. So I think a good palate cleanser after this, even though this isn't really bad. It's not really bad. It's just not that good.
No,
it's very
it's not. No, it's not bad. But if this is the best, if this is the best thing that they've got for Phase 4, I think we're in a heap of trouble.
yeah. This just seems like a lot of. All right, it's all right. I mean, it's a lot of filler. It really feels like a lot of filler side stories.
It's all right. That's the best thing you could say about it. It's all right.
Yeah. So it's not really bad. It's not really good. It's not going to. You're not really missing anything if you skip it, I think, so far. But then again, we don't know because we haven't seen the rest of it and we don't see what it's connecting to. So that's how they get you, and that's how they got you, Captain People too. So, are you guys watching WandaVision? Tell us what you think in the comments section below. I am Mecha Random 42.
And I am a real American hero.
No, you're not. You're canceled. That's a ding.
Ding.
We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.